Well, the state of California is forcing me to air a disclaimer before episodes now on americasmansman.com. So here goes. We'll get this out of the way. If you are undergoing a transitioning process, in other words, if you're medically inducing a sex change through either birth control or other means, watching America's Man's Man videos, watching americasmansman.com episodes over time is going to interfere with any and all medical procedures that which you may be under to convince yourself that you are of the sex opposite of what your DNA says you are, which is, by the way, medically, scientifically, spiritually, emotionally, and in every other sense impossible. But this is what the Democrats, this is what California, state of California, because our videos have become so effective at what happens generally when the viewer is exposed to americasmansman.com videos for an extended period of time, is that the men experience heightened natural levels of testosterone, and the women who encounter the testosterone-laden americasmansman.com videos suddenly begin to feel warm and fuzzy, almost like a baby wrapped in swaddling clothes. Now, this is completely natural, and by the way, this I don't know why they're making me do this in the state of California, but I mean, who knows what those crazy left coasters are up to. Everybody's on board with this prohibition on the americasmansman.com, or this eventually they want to drive americasmansman.com off the web. they want to, and that's why Google, by the way, they've already threatened to delete this channel, especially because of my you can't get it anymore on YouTube because they forcibly deleted it. I got a notice. I opened up imagine opening your Gmail one day and saying, well, in your name, we've been reading your emails, and by the way, Google does read your emails in order to advertise you. So, well, we've been reading your emails, and frankly, we don't like the emails you're writing. So, if you don't cut this out, we're gonna shut down your Gmail account. Well, that's what they've done to americasmansman.com. It's a video. It's called A Cure for Homosexuality. You can, of course, get it on americasmansman.com. I'm not making this up, folks. If you go to americasmansman.com, you will see the screenshot of what I saw when I attempted to log on to my YouTube channel and upload more excellent and testosterone-laden videos in order to encourage you men to be more manly and by the way, and to make you women comfortable again in the land of the free, the home of the brave. But I'm not adding anything. There's no magic sauce. There's no strings being pulled here. I am merely, because absent fake news influence, absent media influence, you would be in complete agreement with every single thing that I'm saying, as generations, as millennia of humanity has been. These ideas are simply the old story, reflected in the good book, in every century, every millennia of human history, except for the one you had the misfortune of being born into. But by being exposed to authentic masculinity, a funny thing happens. What happens is you begin to exhibit the full breadth of your masculinity, and the women in our audience suddenly feel comfortable again, because suddenly there's a real man around once again in an age of rampant pussyism. That's right, pussyism. What's pussyism? Well, it's what Nancy Pelosi is doing right now. just exploding for no reason, being vindictive as hell for an impeachment for a legitimate impeachment process and accusations which happened during the Clinton era. This is their way of getting back. Got to get back at the Republicans because this is the only way. And by the way, I know. She is a woman, and so it doesn't. It is kind of calling a spade to call a woman pussy, and we love women who are pussies because pussy is wonderful, isn't it? But that's neither here nor there. And of course, if you watch the breadth of the AmericasMansman.com videos, you will find in my teachings complete answers to all of the questions which must certainly be swirling in your mind right about now. Nancy Pelosi's she's actually acting more like that kind of woman who's trying to be a man. In fact, I say she should just go through with a sex change. Her and pantsuit Hillary Clinton. But that's not what this video. That's not what this episode of America's Man's Man is about. I just have to kind of get this out of the way because they've realized that young men all over America and old men are suddenly awakening to the fact that they've been watching too much YouTube, too much television, too much Netflix, and that all of these suggestions which have been manipulating their mind coming from the infotainment media are complete bunk. And California cannot have this because California, with its unholy alliance of Hollywood, the FANG companies, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Google, and Netflix, or the FAG companies, the Fagin companies is probably a more apt description, but we'll call them the FANG companies. So I say Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Google and Netflix, or Netflix and Google, whatever, what have you, the acronym there. Anyway, as you continue, I have to warn you because these California psychologists they want you to, if you're a man, they want you to be a pussy, and if you're a woman, they want you to try to wear the pants, and they want you to try to wear the pants all the time so that you will never be content, you will never have children, you will have that curse of barrenness, which so many biblical generations have sought with all their soul to avoid, and here you are perfectly healthy. But no, they want to take away your right as a woman to have children. The only way that they can do this is by brainwashing you and getting it so that unless and forcing you to have an abortion, or attempting to force you to have an abortion by importing so many illegals into California that you're raped, because that is the inevitable conclusion of 1 million illegals. Oh, and by the way, this is the new illegal strategy. They know they're not going to get in with Trump, right? So these illegal people from south of the border, it's not just Mexicans. They're coming from far away. Mexico is doing. They are being a good ally right now, and I believe they will continue to be a good ally of the land of the free, the home of the brave. Look at that wonderful pro-life ad. See that is beautiful right there. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So anyway, they're doing really well. They're doing really well as an ally. Mexico, they're loving it because we have their back as well, as every good neighbor should. But the new strategy today, from what the illegals are saying south of the border, is this: that they're waiting. They're waiting, just like the Chinese. That Chinese proverb: if you wait long enough, you will see your enemies floating by in the river. Well, this is the illegals' strategy now. They're waiting. They want to see how long it will take for the communist media, the same media telling me that I have to read you this disclaimer about America's Man's Man. If I want to do business, if America's Man's Man wants to do business in California, they're telling me I have to tell you this. They say if you're undergoing the self-mutilation procedure, the sex change that they call the transitioning process, which they're trying to push on preschoolers. They're not telling the parents about this, but this is what they do. And if you have any doubts, that's not too far from the truth, by the way. Amid all the satirical things here, just to go to massresistance.com, and my good Jewish friend Makalekahai at Mass Resistance has been. This is his. It's like kind of an obsession of his. He's been documenting all of this in the great evil Commonwealth of Taxachusetts, right here in the hub of the universe, folks. And he's been cataloging all of it. So if you want the documentation, you can go to massresistance.com, and you can read and see pictures of the horror stories of what the vast bureaucracy, the same weird cocktail, the same weird stew of leftist propaganda intended to demoralize and prevent America from repopulating the beautiful, smart, wonderful American stock of people that doesn't matter who you are, minorities, whatnot, that kind of really wants to keep America great and humming with all of those good Christian values that we hold dear. There's a anyway. They're trying to. They're that same network of these sickos, these communist propagandists. They're threatened by America's Man's Man, because suddenly America's Man's Man is helping Americans to wake up faster than ever before, men to become more masculine through repeated exposure to americasmansman.com episodes, kind of in a race with Netflix. You watch one or two Netflix episodes, or all those really dark and twisted things that you find in those the netherworld of the web that we don't talk about. It's not called the dark web, but pornography, all those dark and twisted things that we don't typically talk about in Christendom. All of that, by the way, it's very bad for you. So you should, if you watch pornography, bad dog, don't do it, because that actually that detracts from your authentic masculine walk. It makes you more of a pussy if you're a man, and I think it also does weird things to women. But since I am not one. I have never transitioned into why, I can't really speak to that. So, however, anyway, all of this, the purpose of this episode, just to warn you, if you continue to watch these videos here at americasmansman.com, California, making me say this, just like, the little tags on some products saying the state of California that this contains lead. Well, they're making the Communist and the Writers Guild of America is forcing me to tell you, because they're communist, and they if I don't say this, then they're not going to protect my great symphonic screenplays of art beyond everybody's wildest imagination. And fallmusical.com, they will not protect my work if I don't tell you this. This is Hollywood for you. So here it is. Repeated exposure to americasmansman.com has been known to induce authentic masculinity if you're a male viewer, and more authentic comfort and joy if you happen to be a female viewer. It may prove to make your reproductive system healthier. It may make you more virile and virile and burly if you happen to be a man, and it may help you to become more attractive and and occasionally a little bit dizzy, but it's all part of the kind of process if you happen to be a female viewer of americasmansman.com. So there it is. Again, repeated exposure to americasmansman.com episodes may cause you to become more masculine if you are a man, and may cause you to become more attractive and worthy of good American, patriotic, godly, Jesus and horses types of men. If you're a woman, you will start to attract this better sort of American patriotic male stock from repeated exposure. And of course, they're making me say this because they want anyway. I've read the disclaimer, so there it is. Take with it, do with it what you will. If you're a man watching this, you will become more masculine, and I see this every day. I'm aware of this, but they don't like it very much. So anyway, so good. Now I can keep on doing business in California. We just have to go through this whole thing before each and every episode at americasmansman.com. We'll see you in the next episode. You're watching America's Man's Man, making you more masculine, making you men more masculine, and you females hotter.